we got onto the ship after we were kind of not okay. We spent some time just talking amongst each other. Davia is kind of mad at Jubei, kind of funny, but I also feel a little bit bad for him. Davia taught me how to shoot a gun, but it's weird and I don't really like it that much, but it's okay. We talked about the past and stuff, and she's been a bit on edge, and I'm a bit scared for her, but I think she'll be okay. Cinder's doing Cinder things, working on the hand thing for keep forgetting your character's name. He said we haven't met him for so long. Aeson. Sorry. Working on Aeson's hand, yes. And we found out that like I had like a vision and Jubei didn't feel that well, and I was gonna go talk to him and be like, hey dude, like how you doing? Are you okay? But I wasn't able to because I got this like massive headache, and there was like a fight going on like 10 miles away, and we were preparing for battle, kind of scary, giant whirlpool there, fog, pirate guy, not really that nice. He somehow made a whirlpool, and Setsuna totally let him do that, and that's kind of stupid, but whatever. I can't really have any say in that because, stuff happens. And we're now being pulled into this extra dimensional rift after the fight, and I'm scared. I'm really scared because Davia went into the water and she kind of went stupid crazy. Jubei ran across the thing, and I'm so confused what's going on, but yet this is kind of fun, but not really at the same time. Like, if it wasn't with the portal rift of an ancient being of some kind, this would be nice. But no! Of course it has to be a portal in the middle of the ocean, opening up with a whirlpool, and I have nothing to do! And you just see Everin just, like, is panicking at this moment, and she's done with the recap.
Jubei just goes over, you forgot to say that I left you in charge for a little while.
I just see this
you
casual, like,
that part.
this is a casual, just like The Office type scene where we're just taking a moment to like, we're just like, hey boss, can we just like settle this battle for a moment? She's like, yeah, dude. Alright, we're just gonna recap what happened.
Bit, yeah.
Alright, let's get back to it.
This is probably Everett's inner monologue going on right now. Like, how did I end up here? I'll tell you how.
And I finally got a chance to fulfill a lifelong dream.
Oh
Yell out ramming speed while trying to ram somebody. It's the simple things that count.
This was my thing to do.
I have no words.
What do you mean?
Kill them all now.
Don't you like the recap?
Certainly something.
I'm doing it in character, okay? I can give you a better one. I can retry it as a player.
No, I think you had
Fine.
No, I think that's good.
Okay.
You got the main points.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So you guys have been ripped into this portal. You wouldn't know this in character, but I have dubbed it the Undertow. I find it a fitting name. As you guys are ripped into this undertow, you feel your air is heavy and very moist, very wet. As your vision blurs and turns black for a while. Eventually, you come to, everybody can have a short rest.
Yay!
Yay.
I don't get anything back on a short rest. Well, did I get my sorcery points back?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that's still a long rest thing.
Let me check, because I don't think I get anything. Then. No.
Oh, cripes. I forgot how much damage I took because of someone electrocuted me.
I don't know who you're
It
talking
was either
about.
that or a fireball.
I know. It was probably going to be both, knowing you two.
Probably. I don't.
6,
Yeah, I don't get anything back on a
10,
short rest.
18.
Yep, I don't have anything. I have my spells that I still
16
have.
up. That puts me back to full HP.
Yeah, nope. I don't. Ooh, I'm really running low on spells too. Oh dear. You gotta end this quickly, or I'm gonna be out of spells for the entire time. Ugh.
Oh gosh. I had to use four of my things to get me back to health.
I have 3 spell slots left, and 1 sorcery point left.
Oh, this will be fun. Oh,
I got all my spells.
By the way, haste is about to run
Nice,
out.
Bill.
I imagine Haste, if we got a short rest, Haste is gone and we have rebooted past the stun phase.
Yes.
Okay, then I can recast haste. I can't actually. I can only recast it on 1 person this time. And I can't do it on another person.
Decision. Regardless, let me get our ambiance going here.
Ba, ba.
I just expected Star Wars theme because I had a Star Wars game yesterday, and you were just like, bum.
I actually started humming the Star Wars theme.
Yeah, I
As
was
I'm
expecting.
myself.
I was gonna go there, but I put a starburst in my mouth when I started.
Oh, don't worry. I beated myself so I could just sing that a little bit.
This Viking campaign that I'm in, like in the mornings, there's this one particular song. I've been in this campaign before. It's like lasted a year. This is like the second year we've been playing it. But there's this one part in the battle music where it's like this humming sort of like Vikings like throat singing thing. But there's this one part where it's just this really long hum with nothing else. This really long hum, and it's always at a quiet moment.
So the one bot is just dying over and over again. So we got Groovy now. Please take a moment to go ahead and lower the volume. I don't think this one's actually as bad as some of the other ones, but don't want to take any chances. So I'll give everybody a minute or two to alter the volume of Groovy.
Start them at 50%. Let's see how that works.
Everybody ready?
I'm ready.
Yep.
Yeah, having him at 1% is about appropriate.
It's a little bit different for everybody. I can have them on 30% and it's not over. Alright, so you guys kind of come to and you find yourselves in what you can only describe as the bottom of the ocean. Your movements are slowed. The air is, well, if there was air, it's very cold. You feel constricted in your movements because the pressure is just insurmountable. As you look around, you can see just very faint glowing lights ever so often. As you follow them with your eyes, eventually you find yourself looking upon a very unusual kind of place. You find some sort of castle ahead. Unsure of what this place is or how to really get there, you continue to look around and you find several undersea caves. What would you guys like to do?
Who turned out all the lights?
Do we have light, or is it pitch black in here, kind of thing?
It's very dark. It's not pitch black though.
Okay, so we can
Since
still...
most of you don't have dark vision,
We're underwater. Like.
that's what it
and we
seems
can-
like.
For those with dark
And-
vision, what do we see?
It's about the same. You might be able to see a little bit further. I guess I should state the real unusual thing is while you have this distinct feeling that you are at the bottom of the ocean, as you look around, you kind of look closer at these faint glowing lights. Every so often, you realize that they're more akin to stars in the night sky.
This is very strange.
I'm gonna try to shape water to see if I can do anything to it. Is that you laughing?
You
or is
guys
it something-
hear Cinder hyperventilating in the corner? What's going on with Cinder here?
Cinder is actually just looking around, and for the first time, she seems actually terrified. You can see her just her eye, like the orange light in her eyes is just like flicking everywhere really quickly. She seems on tense.
Everybody
And
make me a quick perception check on that note. You can continue.
And like the little caps in her fingers where she opens up to shoot small fire spells, they're just like flicking up constantly as if she's like ready to fire at anything.
Hey, it's okay. We're gonna be okay.
Davia and Everin are a little distracted by Cinder's panic. Jubei and Bill, you guys kind of focus more on the surroundings a bit, and you see this outside of this castle, this insurmountably large creature just kind of skulking through the background. Kind of looks like if you had it's got like the head of a squid, and its body seems to be made of some kind of a smoky purple substance. The thing is massive, but it seems to be paying you no mind whatsoever. In fact, you believe it might not even know you exist, as it continues just to lumber around in the darkness quite a distance away.
Yeah, Cinder, just let's just focus on a point that's a little bit more relaxing, like that giant squid thing out there in the distance. It could kill us in like a glance.
Please don't mind him. It's okay, Cinder.
Cinder looks at the squid.
Really makes you
and-
think.
Oh yeah, no, that makes things a lot better actually. Just looking at the squid now.
How about we go?
The cat's just off. She's just. You see a little bit of flame just shoot out.
No, we're not gonna fight it. Let's go to the castle over there. See if we can do anything or find a way out of here.
Then let's go then.
At the very least, we do need to at least figure out where we are. This is...
Underwater. And an unknown variable.
Is it water, though? I mean, we can breathe this.
I try to shape water, see if it like is like water.
Nothing happens.
Yeah, this isn't water. Or at least I don't have control over it. And
Are
that's weird.
our movements still normal, or do we move kind of slightly slower as if we're in water?
For all intents and purposes, your guys' movements feel weighted down. as if perhaps you were in water or some other kind of substance. Everything is just, and your hair, you guys notice that each other's hair kind of wisps around like it would if you were underwater.
Would I be able to make an Arcana check to know what the hell is going on by any chance?
Is the same effects going on with Cinder? Would you see like just steam coming off constantly? Would you see that they're like she's extremely weighted down?
No steam on her. Jubei, as far as you go, I'm gonna say no.
That's fair.
This is a bit out of your depth.
A nice pun.
Right?
Would Cinder know anything?
You can make an Arcana at disadvantage.
Oof.
Yeah, you're not very sure. You think maybe you're on some sort of different plane, perhaps. But it's not one that you would recognize because it's not quite like what you would expect the water plane to be. This is something else entirely.
Cinder's gonna jump. Just straight up in the air and see if there's a heavier drop to her.
You jump and it kind of goes slow motion, and you go a little bit further up in the air than you would normally before you slowly start to float back down.
Alright. It seems that I now have the same effect that you all would have. I don't weigh as much. This water, quote unquote, does not affect me, so we're on a different plane. It does not seem like the plane. Go on, sorry.
I was just saying, I do not know if that makes things better or worse.
This does not seem like the plane of water. At least.
How
I'm
about
not
we
sure
just
what it-
go to the castle? Maybe, do something.
By
This
the
is
way,
the plane of Earth.
Everin, you
Hmm?
feel completely disconnected from Setsuna here.
Yeah. She's like, yeah, let's go, please. Please, this is not good. This is
Okay.
not good.
You said there was a castle in the distance and we were by some caves, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna turn to Bill and goes, Bill, you have your crossbow, right?
Oh, of course. Never leave home without it.
Very good. I will cast light on one of his bolts and say, shoot it into the cave.
Look, it's not like they make these every day, you know what? I really don't have a lot of them to just be, wasting, but sure, yeah.
I want to
I'll
know
shoot
what is
that.
in the cave.
Can I cast a light? Can I make a fire in the cave?
Like a firebolt?
Like control.
Control flame, I believe you already
I
need a
don't-
flame, don't you?
You already need a flame. I can create a magma touch in that area. Maybe light up a slight little bit.
You can try it, yeah.
I'll do so.
As you cast your magma touch, Bill, I assume you also shoot your crossbow bolt. You realize they only make it half their normal distance before they just kind of fall to the ground. They get a little bit into the cave, but as far as you can see, there's nothing of great interest. Seems like a normal cave that just goes in for quite some distance because the light off of the the crossbow bolt's still illuminated and just laying on the ground and kind of What you might think is sand. It's kind of dusty. You can see a little bit of the particles from this floor kind of float above it. Before long, a inky black substance just kind of rises out of the ground from where that arrow lays, and you just see this inky black substance just engulf the light before slowly pulling it back down underground.
As that happens, Jubei's also going to look around. You know, I just realized something. Where the hell is the captain and the crew?
Looking around, is there any sight of their belongings or their ship or any?
You look around and you see not the captain, but one of the crewmen, kind of knocked out, laying on the ground nearby. And eventually, about a moment or two, once you spot him, you see just kind of an inky black substance come out from the ground and slowly pull him under.
Did we get a chance to react to that? Or does it just happen? Or is it like too far away, it's done? Of curiosity.
You can react to it, yeah.
I'm going to try to grab the guy and not let him be dug underneath the inky black death sand.
Magma touch the tendrils of darkness.
Okay, as you cast your magma touch on the tendrils, they seem to absorb the light from the fire and just suck it in. One of the tendrils kind of grows a little bit larger from that as it wraps around the guy's midsection. Jube, I need you to make me an athletics check at disadvantage.
Oh, fun.
Oh dear.
Everyone.
Oh, well, nope. Oh, that was performance. What the hell? And it was a 4. It's 11.
An 11. Try as you may, try as you might. You grab onto the guy's arms, and he's still just kind of out cold, and you're just like, just pulling, and you find you like dig your feet into the ground, and the inky black substance just continues to pull with an unnatural might, and you just start to like slide forward along with him as he gets dragged below. And you only have a moment before you realize that if you keep hold of him, you will be dragged with him.
God damn it. Can I tell if this guy's alive or not based off of grabbing him?
He's still got body heat.
Fuck, what would he do?
Is it one of the enemy crew or our crew?
Your crew.
Hmm.
Shit.
I don't want my grappling hook anymore.
Yeah, Jubei's... Based off the fact that I just can't seem to help the poor bastard, and I don't have the strength under here. Yeah, Jubei's gonna have to end up letting go because he just can't hold on, and he can't risk his own. He can't risk himself for this.
As you let go, the man gets just sucked under. You kind of fall. You slowly fall backwards and kind of land on your butt. As you just look at the area where he was, and the black substance just slowly sinks back underneath the gray-white sand.
Is it just on that one spot, or is it kind of like all in random places over the area?
Well, this happened in 2 different locations, so you're not sure what this is or what the extent of it is.
When that happens, Jubei turns up to the par and goes, I do not know what is going on, but I do not think it is safe to stay here. I think Evelyn is right. We need to move.
Also, I'd like to say that Cinder, you were right. We're not where we were. Anywhere where we were. I don't have any connections or anything to what I am.
Guess I'll cancel that down payment on a mortgage here.
I'm gonna take this. So there's that cave and the castle. Those are our two options at the moment.
I'm suggesting the castle.
You mean where the giant squid monster is?
Yes. It's probably
If
the
you,
master of some kind.
If you go to the bot channel, bot spam, the thing that you guys saw looks a bit like that. Wearing that creepy ambient music thing.
I mean, if we go into the cave, what's gonna happen? It's
Jubei looks around. This is a lot to take in. What does everyone think?
About
Walking. Well, the cave entrance. How far is it from where we're?
Not very.
Kind of stepping towards it a little to try to peek in with dark vision. How far in do I?
You see your normal 60 feet. As far as you can tell, it just keeps going.
Davy looks towards the party. He's just like, well, perhaps we take the option without the great creature in the area, and as we are walking, I can keep an eye ahead of us, and if there is some sort of danger, we can reconsider our options if need be.
That's the thing, though. I think the center of this thing is the castle. What's going on is going on in there, from there.
I do not dispute this, Everin, but just charging in ahead without any knowledge of what is going on is possibly reckless.
And going into a cave that might be endless, or at least also connected to this realm, might also not prove anything of use to us.
Cinder, do you have an opinion on all of this?
there's not really much else we can do. If there's a large castle there, that seems like our only destination. This is all planned. He's done this for a reason. I know we're walking into perhaps what might very well be a trap.
You're basically just gonna laugh at that.
And I don't think we can leave just by going into a cave or anything. We got put into here, and I think the thing that is controlling this place won't just let us out easily.
Jubei turns to Davi and goes, Davi, do you have any idea what this is?
Looking at it, do I have a hint of an idea?
You have no clue. But, Jubei and Davia both can make me a quick history check.
Oh boy.
Bill, I'd say you could, but Kyros is dead.
10. It's something.
Davi, you're more focused on the fact that Reaper's running around and sent you here. Juby, you kind of think about it a little bit, and it's been a while since you've kind of felt this way, but you feel a lot like you did when that Black Knight first came around.
Oh, God. This is bad.
What?
This is a... Davia, Do you remember that when that Black Knight came and when you first met us at the beach?
Also, when he
Yes.
tried to maybe capture me?
No, this was before we met you, Evelyn.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
This is a similar feeling to when he was there. The immensity of the power, the atmosphere. We are probably somewhere connected to that man's power in some way.
Davik kind of crosses her arms and looks around the area. And then looks towards, gives like a glance towards Everin, and the back of Juve is just like, so we are wanting to keep a closer eye on her as well as we go.
That may be best. Evelyn, make sure you do not leave anybody's sight, okay?
She like drifts over to Jubei and just like as like a child would like just holds his like a sleeve or something.
Oh god. Very good. In fact, actually I don't have that anymore. We need to stick together. I suppose you are right. The castle is the only option. Though I do know this is a trap. Then he's gonna look between Davia and Everin and go, though at this point I am no longer sure for who.
Well, whatever it is, we're going to face together, and they're stupid for trying to fight us because we're awesome and stuff. Come
I
on,
must-
we fought like pirates and dragons. This will be fine.
Dario kind of looks a little suspicious. Is just like, I am also curious what you meant by that.
Who'd you say that to, Davia?
Jubei.
Well, oh, you mean you refer to who the trap is for?
Yes.
Well, I mean, to my mind, either this man, the Reaper, the man you seek, this was for you, or, and he looks again back at Everin, based off the fact that I feel the same power as I did with that Darker Knight, it may be for her. We cannot be certain.
I believe it's none for no one in particular. This is just his realm in which he orchestrates these heists.
Perhaps. Though I am curious why we have not been pulled under the sand. And he's just gonna look around. It may be a good idea for no one to fall unconscious for any reason.
That's what I was thinking. In any case, we should press forward. There's no point wasting time here.
I agree. Let us move. And I guess we head towards the castle, since party vote said castle.
Which might be our death, but maybe we're not supposed to go over there, but whatever, this will be fine.
Okay.
Yep, we're not supposed to go to the castle, great.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Oh my god. Do I see that?
I'll say you go ahead. Yeah, you can
Roll
see
a perception. Or just sees that.
that. He emoted it, so I'm assuming he's probably not hiding it.
What?
Tanya looks at Phil and narrows her eyes. It's just like, the fuck are you looking at?
I'm looking at you. Who else are you looking at?
There's a stare down happening right now.
Joke's on you, I got a helmet on. You wouldn't even know if I was blinking.
Dominic glances towards the rest of the party and is just like, alright, with a show of hands, would anyone really care if we got rid of him right here, right now? No one would be none the wiser.
Jubei's just gonna take Davia aside, whisper in her ear, "You know what? He could still be a useful meat shield, Davia. Let's not be hasty."
Fine. Very well, why don't we have him walk ahead then, as we approach this creature?
Probably because I can't see in the dark.
I am whispering.
Well, then, can you do it a little quieter? Still in the same room as you.
By room, we mean outside interdimensional portal. Yes. This is, Chubei's looking around. What we can do is move forward. Bill, you and I will have to keep our eyes open.
All right.
Will we otherwise keep our eyes closed?
Jubei starts counting slowly. Let us
Again.
Kind of
go.
walked into that one.
Jeez, I'm going. God.
Again, one shove is all that it would take.
You know what? It probably would take more, because if you went for a headshot, you might not hit your mark.
These guys must be great at public pools. Bill will take a peek, and then, seems safe enough.
Okay. So you guys begin your journey towards the castle. It's a bit off in the distance. As you do, everybody make me a quick... Well, who's keeping an eye out?
Well, definitely Jubei, and he did suggest for Bill to do the same.
Yep, Bill's on the lookout.
Alright, so the two of you can make me perception checks.
Oh, thank God.
Well, Bill continues to keep an eye out, but doesn't notice anything. He's just more distracted with where in the world is this covered in his manual.
Wait, that's chapter 6, Underwater Encounters. Castles
You're
are
not
typically-
underwater.
It's a subsection of it if you're in an underwater-like place, but not actually underwater.
Oh yeah, section 4A. I forgot. Section
Yes.
4A. Do
I-
not
I-
be
They do actually
confused.
have a section for that.
I
Yeah, of course they have a
read-
section on that.
I did
Why
read a
wouldn't
little
you?
bit of the manual. I had nothing else better to do, so I think I'm quite good at it.
What does it say in the manual that has? Why is there a section?
I don't know. I thought it was a very interesting read.
When trapped in a hostile territory that is underwater but not technically underwater, there are a few things you have to remember. 1. Do not panic. 2.
Alright.
Search for giant sea creatures. Or things that might cause this to happen.
3. Don't light a campfire, you're wasting your time.
Or by magical means as well. It's in parentheses.
Wow.
Bill, can I get a copy of this book? This seems rather interesting that it would actually have.
See?
Certainly.
It was actually very interesting.
No, I carry these things around for a reason. Here you go, Cinder.
Is Bill slowly starting the cult of the guidebook?
Building Empires. Here you go. By Senator P himself.
I'm pretty sure
So
there's a
this-
section maybe way in the back about being a lord, but that's like... I think that's in the other edition, but I don't know.
I guess
Go on, sorry.
Mr. P is technically a lord. I don't think they call it that exactly, but I think it's close to that.
hmm
DM, Cinder's gonna look through the book regarding her situation.
What happens when you're a metal robot woman stuck in an interdimensional realm that you're freaking out about? My God, it's there!
No!
I want to skip to chapter 8 for that one.
There's a subsection for robots, but I don't think they're female robots, but males.
So, okay. Interestingly enough, as you look in this book for very specific information on what you're thinking of, eventually you do find information on this. It's very unusual.
Cinder is reading it.
So it states to always have a towel.
She immediately closes the book and just puts it away.
I mean, it's good advice. And underwater, eventually, if we survive, we'll
When
get
the
out,
time.
we'll be all wet. It's important to have a towel.
I'll peruse through this later. I've already had my
Okay.
moments with it.
Its wisdom is only for the enlightened to enjoy, I guess. Yeah, Jubei, with your 24, you're looking around, you're keeping an eye out. Nothing's coming at you guys, but you do notice another bit of an oddity. As you guys are kind of on this cliffside, and there's this steep drop off, and you look down at this drop off, and for a minute you don't believe what you're seeing, but you kind of rub your eyes a bit and look a little bit closer. You're like, what is going on here? And you see a large kind of formation of humanoids. They're standing in what seems to be a military formation, unmoving. They're a bit far away from you, so nothing that you guys have would reach this formation, but they seem to be unmoving, as if waiting for an order of some sort.
Jubei,
And do you think to yourself for a moment, wait a minute, I have something that will give me a closer look. Now you may go.
So Jubei, yes, I do remember I have it. I just don't take it out in danger. Looks around at the party and goes, tells them to get down and says, "It looks like there's a formation of soldiers over there."
When he points it out, you all are able to see it. It's a little bit difficult to tell that they're there because their armor is pretty dark, but every so often a shimmer of faint light kind of hits them, and you're able to tell that they are there.
Perhaps I should take a slightly closer look at these. And Jubei raises his hand and summons Shitori Toga.
Okay. As you summon Shitori Toga, the owl looks around, vastly confused as to the physics of this place and how it's working. She tries to take flight, but it's very difficult.
Can she manage?
Maybe? You don't know if she'd be able to get back up here, but I guess that's not a problem if you unsummon her.
That's what I was thinking. As long as I can get the 100 feet for the closer look through my owl's perception, I will do that and then just unsummon her if I visualize anything dangerous that would begin to make her drop or movement. So
Go ahead and, I guess, roll me a perception as the owl.
okay, that is an advantage because it is a bird. It is my birdie. That is a 20 plus 3. 13.
Okay. She makes her way down, goes the 100 feet, so you can look through her eyes. It's still not very close, but you're able to get a little bit more of a view of it. And as she kind of makes her way a bit closer, you notice that one of the unmoving soldiers slowly turns its head towards where the owl is. And as this happens, you recognize these soldiers. You've fought them before.
Fought them?
Mm-hmm.
So, I recognize them as the ones that attacked us at the castle?
Yes.
Okay, I de-summon Shitori Toga. Turn to the party. And in a not very confident voice goes, does everybody remember the endless supply of, vicious undead monstrosity soldiers that attacked us during the castle raid?
I think I
No.
might have forgotten that thing that happened. You
Let's
know?
say, for the benefit of some of us, we don't remember that.
I
Ah,
do
Yes.
remember it.
well, for those of you who were not there, there was a crystal that seemed to have an endless supply of soldiers coming through it. Magical beings that could strike at a distance. Apparently we have found their source.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
As Jubei says that, a large inky black portal opens just in front of this formation. And you see them all in unison march through as they just disappear, and the portal closes behind them and they're gone.
Oh no.
Ah, great. It would seem they are attacking somewhere.
Probably a demigod.
Most likely. I hope it's not Asen at the castle.
I hope so too.
But for the time being, we have to hurry. We have no idea when or where this will occur, and if we have to make an assault on this castle ahead, I'd rather do it while these soldiers are gone.
Yes, let's go now.
So I guess we start pushing on ahead unless someone says different.
Anybody think otherwise? No? So you guys continue your way towards the castle. Some time passes. For the most part, you guys have had this feeling of unease the entire time. Despite that, no one's outwardly come to attack you. Either they know you're there and they don't care, or they're unaware of your presence. It's kind of hard to tell. But as you continue to move towards the castle, it just feels like you're chasing a rainbow.
So we're not getting closer.
That's what it feels like.
It would appear this castle is. Can I? Would I know would I be able to make an Arcana check to know if I know the sort of magics that can do that sort of thing?
Yeah, you can do an Arcana check.
Nope.
You think maybe maybe the castle itself is an illusion? You're not sure, or perhaps it again is this realm itself, this plane of existence. You're unsure of where this place is. But maybe it's that. Maybe it's illusion magic. Maybe you guys have turned into frogs in the real world. You don't know.
I believe this is weird.
I'm gonna close my eyes for a moment and just try to concentrate on something, whatever that comes to mind.
Okay, I want to just do one last. Well, do. Where are the caves?
You look back, you've gone a good distance away from them.
Okay, so we have moved from the caves at least. So that's a significant factor here. It goes, we are moving, but the castle is not getting closer. Cinder, do you have any
Everin,
idea? Oh, yeah, Everin.
make me a wisdom save really quick.
Okay.
Oof.
As you close your eyes, your heart just nearly beats out of your chest for a second as you hear something go, and it's a woman. She opens up her eyes. They're kind of a seafoam green color. It's someone you've never seen before. Her face is beaten. Her arms chained up to some sort of contraption. She seems very malnourished, and something that you notice is she's got dried blood on the corners of her mouth, and it's not red blood, but gold. And you feel an inherent connection with this person.
Evren's eyes just open instantly, and she's just gonna just death grip Jubei and just hug his arm.
What is it, Everin?
Have you seen a woman with seafoam green eyes? And I give him a very vague description of her.
I'm assuming that wasn't the priestess we took back.
Based off of the description, it does sound a lot like that priestess.
Okay! Again, the only person other than me who knows this is Davia, but Davia apparently knew the person, so... Oh, this was annoying for Jubei.
I saw her.
This is bad. Where did you see her, Everin?
She was chained up. She was alive.
Did you see a castle, a prison? Do you think it's in that wall, in those walls?
Do I think so? Like, what do I...
You didn't get much of a view of the area surrounding it, but make me a quick, just a general intelligence to try to recall some extra information.
Ooh, nice.
It didn't seem to be inside the castle. It seemed to be in maybe some sort of courtyard or some sort of ritual area.
I tell him.
Cinder, do you have any idea what could be going on with that castle and why we are not getting closer?
It could be an illusion. It could be that our perceptions are warped while under here. Do I have an idea?
Those are some pretty solid guesses. It could also be this realm folds reality in sort of way that unless it wants you to get somewhere, you might not be able to get there.
Where was our other option?
The cave? You guys have moved a bit away from.
Maybe we just need to like walk backwards towards it.
We'll see if it could be perhaps that reality is bending. We could try walking to the cave to see if getting closer to it, but if reality is bending and the cave is moving further away, then perhaps away from the cave is still where we're meant to go.
I just closed my eyes for a second, and I saw that. Jubei, do you want to try it? See if you get anything?
I suppose I could attempt it. I'll try to emulate what Everin did.
You close your eye. It is very dark.
You know, Everin, I believe it's because you also happen to be a demigod why you were able to do this. I say as I open my eyes.
I'm gonna try to do it again. And just keep a good hold on Jubei.
Okay. I'm gonna pull you down to the GM spot.
Okay.
Oh,
Ooh.
Ho, 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 ho.
I've never been blinked before in my life, and I don't intend to do so now.
I find that hard to believe. Have you shown anyone what you look like underneath that helmet?
Yeah, plenty of people.
Anyone in our group?
Oh, no. Not that I can think of it.
Was there a reason why?
Not particularly. You're just not supposed to take your helmet off when you're in the field, and we're like always in the field.
When are we not in the field? Back at the castle?
That's the one.
The silence speaks volumes. Bill's gonna end up getting killed by the whole party.
Cinda, any plans on what to do with your side of the cut?
Of
I don't know. When is
What's
payday, actually? What day is it? Tuesday? Thursday?
I
Friday?
realized we were getting paid.
Of course we're getting paid.
If I was to do anything with my share of the gold, it would be researching more magic. It seems to me that it is a necessity sometimes when it comes to implements.
I believe you.
Me, I'm going into property. I'm gonna be a loan shark.
Chewie opens his mouth and goes, "That has nothing to do with property."
A loan shark? Are you loaning sharks to people? Is that what you're doing?
No. It's basically it's like a racket.
To hit things or to...
Well, I don't know. You see, it's not really in the manual, but I heard it's a good way to make money once. So I'm gonna, take a chance, invest my money, and become a loan shark.
I find it really odd how all you humans value money over knowledge
Hey,
in
makes
such
the
a way
world go
that
round.
so does knowledge.
I don't know. You ever try to eat knowledge? Doesn't work out your way.
I could make an attempt. She holds out the book.
Only got like 400 more copies to that. No.
Well, like
Hello.
I'm saying, I could make an attempt to eat knowledge.
Jibei's just gonna lean into Dom and goes, "Is it just me, or is Bill making Cinder dumber?"
No, I don't think it's just you.
I did not know it was catching.
Stupidity is like a disease.
And Bill must be patient zero.
Can I hear
She's-
that?
Yeah, we can all hear that. I'll have you know, I did like the best in my entire platoon in general mathematics, okay? Trust me, my plan for becoming a loan shark is grade A solid. You should invest your money in it too.
Slow blink.
I'm thinking like, 10, 15% return on investment year over year. I'll get a few small level shops under my thumb, and then I'll just expand my empire.
Yes. Maybe you should talk to Victor about it. He seems knowledgeable in business.
That's true. But I generally go for merchants who are easier to cajole into working for me. Wizards' kneecaps are notoriously difficult to break.
Davika just looks off into the distance and is just like, I never thought I would say this, but I miss Kiros.
He would be useful at this point, at least.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave her down there for a minute to stew. As she closes her eyes, Jubei, she begins to move, almost in kind of like a hypnotic trance of some sort. She's still grabbed onto you, and like with just unknown strength from her. Like you're kind of shocked with how much heft she has in this. But she begins to move towards a direction. It's in the direction of the castle, but not directly towards it. More towards, like, the castle is true north. She's heading northwest. This happens. Go ahead.
Oh, I will follow where she's pulling me and tell the others, we may have something here. Everyone stick together with me. In fact, and I hate to say this, everyone hold hands.
I'm either in the front or the back. I am not going in between.
Well, whoever wants to hold my hand, I suppose now is the time, because Evelyn is in the front. She's leading us. As I'm slowly being dragged away.
I haven't been in such an awkward adventure since the Congo line of the desert in 94.
So Bill grabs your hand, Jubei. Regardless, you guys walk for what seems to be maybe an hour. The area's atmosphere is just almost oppressive with dread. And now I'm going to pull Everin back up. Everin, you can do your thing now.
Jubei.
Ah, you're back with us. You've been walking randomly in a direction for the last hour or so.
Him.
Yes, what is it?
She's saying him.
Him.
Evan
who?
looks terrified at this moment, like she's about to start crying.
Evelyn, okay, stay with me. Who is him? Are you referring to the knight?
She's just nodding at this point. Like just nods.
Okay, this is very important, Evelyn.
He's there. He's here.
Does he know you are here?
Yes.
Did you feel like he was pulling you towards this castle?
Yes.
We may have made a mistake. But...
She's there.
Fuck.
Jubei looks around at the party.
They're going to hurt her.
Damn it.
There's also road figures, ritual, something's going on. It's not at the castle, it's near it. It's close.
God damn. How close do you think we could get there soon?
I don't know.
Make me a perception check.
Who?
Okay.
Everin and Jubei can. Actually, everybody can. Everin's sight is too blurry from the stream of tears coming out of her eye. Heath, you're a little preoccupied with tending to Everin's
Bill
emotional
doesn't
state.
care.
It's appropriate Bill and Davia, the ones who don't care that Everton's...
Cinder is a little distracted by it and probably feels a little bad because she too kind of feels very scared of this place. Davi and Bill Moore is he's focused on figuring out what they need to do. But the two of you see these large columns, just almost like if you were on a road in Osteria. They sometimes have columns just kind of along the sides where they would have floating lights for street lamps. Excuse me. But these are decorative of some sort. And you look down at your feet and you notice you're on an actual pathway for one, a road of some sort. And as you kind of look around, you see in the sky a trail of these little lights in a large circle, kind of spiraling, almost kind of like that whirlpool that you guys went down. And they seem to be spiraling down to a point, kind of on the horizon a little bit. You're very close to something.
This is. Looks over. No, I guess Bill is Davia saw this, not me, so.
Yes.
I mean, looks like we're on the right path, guys.
Repeat again what it is that we see.
You're on a road with columns kind of along the sides of it. In the sky, you see a trail of lights that are akin to stars in the night sky, kind of spiraling slowly. And they seem to be coming to a point as they spiral down towards the horizon. What's going on at that point, you can't see because it's kind of over a hill ahead of you. But that's what you see.
Davia will describe to the party what she saw. Do we
It's-
perchance...
I was gonna say it's still there, so if she just points it out, they can look at it. They can see it for themselves.
Yeah. Do we perchance want to follow that?
Turns to Ares. Ares, do you. You said you saw her in a courtyard. You said there were there. Did you see anything like this in the area? Anything at all?
I wasn't able to. I was only able to see that. Nothing else.
Okay, so Jubei will look over. So it's the spiral's off to the side, away from where Everett's been leading us, or
No, it's in front of. It's basically if you keep walking straight, it's going towards that.
okay, so it's in the direction we're going regardless. Either way,
Mhm.
Jubei will take a look, and I want to see what's ahead of us just before then. And I will summon Shitori Toga, send Shitori Toga the 100 feet ahead and down to kind of get a better angle of what that spiral's all about.
She makes it about 80 feet before she dematerializes.
Did I de-summon her and summon her again? Is he back on my shoulder?
Yeah.
Okay! De-summon! Okay, there is some sort of anti-magic field or some shit down there.
Ha! Joke's on them. No anti-magic field ever stopped this guy.
That's good on you.
I'm gonna turn to Cinder. Cinder, would you try a magma touch through the area?
She tries the magma touch through.
Can you cast it for me really quick?
Uh,
I
yep.
know it's a cantrip, but I need to look at something on it.
It materializes in the place.
It only materializes 60 feet ahead of you.
And that's 90 feet away?
80 is where it
80.
got hit.
80? Okay, I'm moving.
Mhm.
This happened before, right? Our spells were shorter range. I tried this before.
Yeah,
Yes,
spells were half
effectively, your spells are effectively halved.
I'll
In range.
move closer and try it.
As you do, it doesn't materialize.
Seems like an anti-magic field. Perfect. That was sarcasm, I hope you
It would
understand.
seem so. I'm gonna cast. Bill, you are the least mystical between us. I'm just gonna cast light on Bill's helmet. Why don't you walk in there and see what happens?
One, please do not light my helmet as a light. It is not a torch. Two, I am very offended. I'm incredibly mystical, okay? I was rated the most mystical of the entire 3rd Division.
Yes, you're very mystical. That's why we're testing how mystical you are in regards to the circumstance.
I like Tess as much as the next guy, but that place looks dangerous.
Are you scared?
Of course I'm scared. We're like a bajillion leagues under the water, I think. That's the measurement they use in the water. I ain't going out there as a glow rod in some likely crap.
Well, in that case, do you mind firing another bolt over there then?
Sure, light up another bolt, of which
Okay.
I will never get paid for.
You know, you could have went back in the cave and got the last one. It didn't go that far in.
Maybe I could just shoot gold at them. Oh wait, I can't. I don't got any
guess
gold left.
light. I cast light on the bolt so he can fire into the
I-
anti-magic zone.
Pull out a gold piece and give it to him. Here.
Oh, thanks. He will shoot a bolt into the anti-magic field.
What's the range of the crossbow?
Ridiculously long. It's let me check here.
I think it's 400 feet on its outer interior.
Oh, doesn't have that on there.
Well, give me a sec. I'll check right now.
I'm going to prestidigitate just a small effect, like flame effect, 10 feet in front of me. Usual
Heavy
range is
cross-
10 feet.
Okay, heavy crossbows 100 to 400. Yep.
Oh, okay. So you're trying to prestidigitate 10 feet ahead of you. You can only do
Mhm.
it within 5.
Alright.
The crossbow bolt goes then, but it seems to drop at 200 feet instead of the normal 400. And once it passes that 80-foot threshold, you see the light almost just get stripped away from the arrow as if someone just found a piece of paper and just ripped it in half.
Okay, that is really bad.
So how are we supposed to be able to see under the water here?
I'm more concerned, Bill, about those of us who require magical defenses.
Or magic to exist.
Turns to cinder! You are powered by magic.
Somewhat.
Ah! Looks around. I'm just gonna light my sword with light, walk up towards the anti-magic field, and kind of like use it like a divining rod, and walk up right up to where the barrier is, so we know exactly where the anti-magic field starts.
Okay, you do so, and whenever you poke your sword through, you just see the magic get stripped away from that part of the blade. It's still light where you don't have it in, so it's like half lit, half not.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out the anti-magic field. What happens?
It takes a moment, but you see your magic slowly kind of go back up the blade.
I turn back to the party. I put the whole blade in, and it's to wink it out, and then I pull the blade back. What happens?
It does not reignite unless you recast the spell.
That is what I was afraid of. This is not good. It seems it will cancel out any magic, and once it is cancelled, it is gone. And
Okay, so it's a spiral. Okay, so once again, is it a spiral staircase like leading down? Is it like a?
The spiral of stars is in the sky for all intents and purposes.
Okay.
You're kind of headed to the top of a hill. You can't see over it yet because you're not quite there. The anti-magic barrier is still good 40 feet away from the top of that.
Okay, so how tall is the hill?
If you had the guess, well, at least on the side you're on, you've been going uphill for maybe 100 feet.
So it's about another
You're
100
not-
feet high-ish, give or take.
Yeah, you're not really sure what it's like on the other side because you're not at the very top.
Yeah, I know. I'm asking just how much higher till the top is the question.
40 feet.
40 feet, perfect. I sent Shitori Toga 100 feet up in the air to get a bird's eye view.
Okay. As you do that, she gets about 30 feet and dematerializes.
Okay. Apparently it's above us, too! Good to know! Turn to the party, goes, so apparently the magical field is above us as well.
Cinder's going to try and see if it's a sphere on our end or if it's a sphere on the other. It wouldn't be a sphere on the other end. She's just trying to throw
Well,
out
the
magma touches
fact-
to.
I'm gonna go, to be honest, it cannot be a sphere.
Everyone's just
Not
gonna
a sphere.
enter it.
Because if it was a
Hard
sphere, the straight
semi-sphere.
up, yeah, this is like a wall building. It goes over and up. I mean,
Everin walks in.
Mm-hmm.
Everin passes through the threshold.
oh, for the Everett.
You're on the other side and you feel completely cut off from your magics.
We need to get going.
Damn it! And
Alright, works for me. Go
Cinder,
in.
are you willing to risk this? This is your call. But she's right. We have
Cinder
to
walks in.
move. Okay.
Alright, Cinder, as you walk in, all your bright lights and effects just dim massively. It's not off, and you feel very weak in here. But you're not dead. So,
Well, that answers that question, I suppose. Come on, Davia. I suppose we have to get moving if it's all right with you.
Yep. Try not to have a heart attack while we're going, though.
I agree. I should be the one doing that. I kind of am a little bit, but I'm keeping it on the inside at the very least.
I know. The problem is I'm worried for everyone here at the moment. He's trying to just assess the situation.
Yo,
Stop calling me Aries.
Oh,
if
sorry,
it wasn't for
I'll do
the
it.
giant squid or the shadow creatures everywhere, this place would be kind of nice.
Yeah, kind of, and it wasn't cut off by the gods. That would be also nice too. The gods have no say in this realm. There's nothing.
In any case, let's
This
keep
place is
pushing.
abhorrent. Let's keep going.
Yeah,
Don't
I-
forget, to those of you with mage armor, it is officially gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
Woohoo!
So how much AC do I have without mage armor?
12, I'm guessing?
Yeah, 12 AC, 27 hit points. Let's go. I'm such a small bean.
Jubei keeps walking forward with the rest of the party. I guess Jubei and I guess Everin still has to take the lead since she's the one who knows where we're going, but I'll be right behind her.
Yeah, she's like standing next to Jubilee and just like guiding him along.
I'll be keeping
Okay.
my eyes open for anything dangerous.
Wait, actually, Dove is gonna stop the party real quick. Just oh, wait 1 second, in case we come across any sort of battle of sorts. Let me just test some things real quick. She's gonna test each of her guns to make sure that they work in this area.
Are you sure you want to just fire off a gun suddenly, just right now?
Well, we were firing off bolts earlier.
Yes, but bolts don't go boom.
Can't confirm. Balls don't go boom, and they work underwater.
Alright, fine. I suppose I will find out if we find ourselves in a fight.
Maybe the only option we have. I mean, keep one shot on and keep your sword in the other. If it doesn't work, take out your other sword.
I suppose. Alright, continue.
Besides, and Jubei just thinks to himself in his head, doesn't say this out loud, goes, besides the fact that it only has a 15-foot effective range under here would probably make the gun more than worthless.
She sells the long range gun.
That is fair.
Right. So you guys continue the trek up to the top of the hill. You find yourselves stopping at the top of the hill a moment just to kind of take note of the landscape. You look around and this landscape is just, it really opens up at the top of this hill and it's completely alien to you. Things that are impossible on your world seem to be possible here. Floating rocks. There's a mountainscape all the way in the distance that seem to be lifted off the ground and upside down. It's just all manners of craziness around here. But what really draws your attention is you follow the pool of stars that just come to a point, trailing downwards and downwards at the bottom of this kind of, I guess, caldera is what it would be called, or crater. As you recognize, the hill is just that, the path of a crater. And at the bottom of it, you see a large circle kind of built with stone, and several pillars stick up from the edges of this. And in the center of it, there is a wall or an altar of some sort constructed. You're able to just make out the shapes of people. There are 8 robed individuals. You can't tell any of their details or features. And there's a woman chained to this altar. And standing before her in his blackest armor is the knight.
There is absolutely no way we can take that man at this point, Jubei will say as he kind of ducks down. Especially if we have no magic on top of everything else.
Still got civil weapons.
What are we supposed to do then?
I am thinking, Everin. Give me a moment.
Okay.
So I see 8 robed figures: the Black Knight, the god, the half god priestess, who is you said chained in the center of this area.
Yes.
Okay. And they're all surrounding her. You said, correct?
Yeah, and you can hear the faint sound of chanting.
God damn it. I can tell this is a magical chant by any chance? Do I recognize it as mystical in nature?
What languages do you speak?
I actually speak quite a few. Give me a moment. I speak. Gotta remember where the hell my languages are in this sheet. The background, ideals, bonds, traits, personality, flaws, tool predicted. No, it's not that section.
Background.
Oh, I
Background,
speak
no
common,
languages.
abyssal, celestial, infernal.
Okay. You can understand a little bit of it.
What?
Anybody here speak primordial?
I do.
You can also understand a little bit of it. Everett, I'm pretty sure you can do celestial too, right?
I can do celestial.
So you can get more of a picture than what Jubei can. But it's not the complete thing. This seems to be a chant in multiple languages.
Cinder also understands primordial.
Okay.
Lignan dialect.
Aquan dialect.
This is an unknown dialect, but it shares some common words with the other two.
Oh dear. Do I hear a few things that they're saying? Anything at all? That
Make me a perception check.
Oof.
Cinder and Jubei can also make me a perception check.
Oh, that's not bad. Way to go, Cinder.
So, Heath, you gather that they say, "Hail unto thee of entropy."
I think they are singing their college theme song.
Cinder, you also gather a grant us the power that we need.
It seems like a chant for perhaps some sort of power.
Something about
Whether
you said
anything?
you said entropy, right?
Entropy.
Yeah. Does Jubei know what that word means? I mean, I know what that word means, but does Jubei know what that word means?
Probably not.
Ah, fair enough. They are worshipping some sort of god named Entropy.
Everybody can make a religion check at disadvantage.
Would have to be a
Everyone, you said?
Mm-hmm. Everyone can make one at disadvantage.
12.
expected.
12.
Yep. Expected.
Okay. So Bill has no idea at all. Cinder doesn't probably care for the gods, so not a shocker there. Davia, likely the same story. Jubei and Evren, you both just kind of like try to think about it for a while. And nothing seems to be coming to mind.
Damn disadvantage. That was a 23. This is. I do not know what this could be, but if we wish to stop it, we need to either move now or.
I think we just need to take out one of the road people.
Are they all like lumped together? Is the night at a distance? What am I looking at exactly here?
So they are in a semicircle, about 30 feet apart from one another, in kind of a semicircle. Except for the two in the center, they're about 90 feet apart from each other.
Okay.
And then the knight is standing kind of in the center of all of them, and he seems to start channeling some sort of energy.
Okay.
Or rather, they're channeling an energy towards him, and he seems to be like empowering himself.
We need
Okay.
to stop him now.
I agree, Evelyn, but one moment. I'm going to try to summon Shitori Toga on my shoulder. I'm assuming nothing happens.
Correct.
Okay, we are still in the anti-magic field. That means basically only people here that are any use are Bill, myself, and Davia.
I'll provide whatever support I can. We just need to do something now. Please.
He looks around. And he's so. Okay. So once again, so how far again? Where were we exactly?
You're probably about 200 feet away from this.
So we're 200 feet away. Bill and I. I look over at Bill and Davia. We can either move in together and try to see what we can do, or we're still like, is it like a flat open area we're on right now? Are we still heading down? What's the terrain for us to them?
There is nothing blocking them from hitting you with anything. It is completely open downwards. You're at a complete, well, not at a complete, but you're at a major disadvantage.
I turn Everett goes, I want to help, but I cannot see any way to win this at this point. We have no way of getting out there. We have no ranged weaponry besides Bill's one crossbow.
Erin is holding her little like crossbow.
Okay, fair, Erin, but even so, our range is half down here.
So let's walk up and bash him over the head. Call it even.
God damn it. Turns back to everyone and goes, I cannot make this call. We all must decide, what is it we wish to do now? Do we attack now to interrupt, or do we wait?
Erin is very much like she is about to shoot.
That's what I like to see. Let's crush this party.
Well, if we
I
have
can't
no
do anything.
option but to fight, we might as well do it before they finish whatever it is they're doing.
Damn it, okay, we'll
Here's
be
Cinder.
first.
Here's my crossbow, Cinder. Whatever you do, don't lose it. I don't have a spare one of these. Don't break it either. I will hand you my heavy crossbow and my...
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. You're not keeping it, alright? These are expensive. Alright, it's like a month's pay of mine.
Very well. Thank you.
And there's 20... Yeah, 20 silver bolts on that, and 20 and 16 regular bolts.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Also, do we get cards?
Well, don't worry about the cards.
We're not going to fight. We're just going to die. I'm sorry, guys.
I turn to Bill and goes, Bill, do we move in first then? Me and you. Davia. I guess now is the goodest time to end it to see if that rifle of yours works.
I suppose so. She'll take out the rifle and ready it to aim.
Can you make the first shot, Davia? At the nearest one.
We'll move forward. You two. You three crossbowmen, or three rangers. Go prone, fall flat. Use the ground for your support and aim. Me and Bill will move in to strike.
That's the closest robed figure.
Hopefully, go after the robe figures. The mission is just to get the godling free. We get the godling free and we flee. We have no chance against that knight. Understood?
Mm-hmm.
Bill, do you understand that?
I wasn't listening. Yeah, I understand that.
Oh, we got it. Okay, let's move.
Well, once we get here, do we know where to go? After?
Nope.
The cave
We're
is
just
the
gonna
only
wing it.
spot left.
Yeah, we're going to wing it. Let's go.
Well, this will go
Lovely.
perfect. Also, question to DM. With her being aware that it could potentially not work, if she fires and it doesn't really do much, am I able to quickly swap to the weapons that she would use?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
What do I have again? Heavy crossbow.
So
with
basically,
20 silver.
yeah, 20 regular, 20 and 16 normal.
It's a heavy crossbow of shooting.
And you have no proficiency because you're a wizard, so just your dex bonus.
Fun.
Cool.
If it makes it feel any better, you're probably about able to hit it as well as I can with that thing.
Good boy.
Alrighty.
Alright, so Davi will look at everyone, check to make sure they're ready to go, and take
I
the
load
shot.
on a crossbow. Yep, let's go.
This is so stupid.
I know, but it's so fun.
Is it though?
Yes.
Were you opening immediately with a shot, or were you waiting for the others to get closer?
Waiting for when they're ready.
Yeah, we were heading closer, so once we get within 30 feet or until we get noticed, open fire.
Okay. I will say that those of you sneaking up, roll me a stealth.
That would be disadvantage for both of us, Bill.
Is it if you're underwater? Are you making a clang sound?
I guess that comes down to Nano's call, but
It's heavy armor. It's still a disadvantage.
of course it's an
Yikes.
at 20. Oh boy.
Yikes.
Well, we knew that was going to happen, guys. Come on. It's you. We're basically just charging.
Eat sword, cultist nerds!
Apparently, Bill's a jock. All right. So you guys make your way down. It's not particularly stealthy. I'll say you get within about 40 feet before Davia attempts to take a shot with her rifle, and it just goes click. You look at it for a minute, and you're like, "Oh, the gunpowder's wet."
Yeah, I figured. So quick swap to my 2 swords.
And at this point, the Black Knight is lifted off the ground a little bit, and he comes back down and just speaks. Kneel. I need you all to make me a charisma save at disadvantage.
Charisma? That's a weird fucking one.
I'm
his command.
proficient on that one, so please. Yes.
Nope.
Disadvantage, you said?
Yes. Okay, perhaps because, well, you know what? It doesn't matter. You all failed.
18 fails?
As you all just freeze in place a moment and you feel yourself just drop to a knee. Davia's still out a bit, and the Black Knight looks over his shoulder and goes, "Come closer." Lifts his hand, and you all kind of float up in the air and slowly get pulled towards him a little ways. And he goes, "I wish you to observe." And he sets you down outside of the circle, and you're all forced to watch as the ritual continues. You definitely recognize Alindis's face, Jube. It's her. Davia notices as well. And she looks completely brutalized at this point. Her will is nowhere to be seen. It's broken. And we're going to take a break right there.
No!
Time coffee.
Everyone's panicking. She's like, no, no, not no.
I knew that was gonna happen. We were fucked. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, Everin is currently like not okay right now. She isn't crying, but she is thoroughly like,
yeah.
What
oh
was
dear.
the save DC, by the way?
I can't tell you because it'll be pertinent later.
Probably like a
assuming-
20 or a 19.
Probably 20 or 19. 19's usually a level 20. Level 20 characters DCs are usually 19 or more. Gods
no
can be
way.
as high as 24.
Needless to say, I'm doing this for a reason.
I figured.
We'll see if you guys survive once I get a drink, so you guys can all grab your snacks, your popcorn.
Getting
Roll your
ready to
characters in the
make.
break.
Oh, don't worry. I already have a character made just in case. Oh dear. I expected something like this would happen, that she'd get herself killed. I'm not shocked that this happened. And to him, nonetheless. Oof. Just oof.
We will pick up again in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Mhm. I feel so. I'm so sorry.
Fuck me
What?
for all the charisma saves we have, though. Damn.
Hmm.
I feel kind of bad.
This is a good roll.
I feel really
Charisma's
bad
my
now.
best save.
No.
It's Ares' best save, too, but it's my, obviously my worst.
I still feel a bit bad though.
Why?
I got you all into this. Like we could have just been like, nah, we don't have to go. But like, no. Mm-mm.
You're playing your character.
And honestly, Jubei's character wouldn't have let it happen either.
Hmm.
I'm still a bit worried. That one's sad. Oh dear.
You just didn't want to go to the damn cave. If we just went to the cave, everything would have been fine.
That's not like she would expect. Like there's a large ruined castle with a giant
Guys,
sea monster. That might be the cause of this thing.
Should have just lied on the floor and pretended to be unconscious. I think that would have been
Yeah.
the best way.
We wouldn't have to watch or deal with this.
Uh,
I was considering it, but I'm like, nah. I just, I don't know. No, I didn't do it. I'm so sad.
yeah, well, don't freak out, Everin. I somehow doubt it's the end of the world scenario just yet.
Oh, yeah.
I think he might. I don't know what's
Nano,
gonna happen.
Nano likes to do his movie scenes, so I'm pretty sure we're in for a movie scene.
I know, but like, was this supposed to happen? Is what I'm wondering.
Probably.
More or
Probably.
less. I mean, let's be
Yeah.
honest. I mean, he did point like, and honestly, I mean, maybe he expected us not to do anything because he kind of heavily hinted that we were fucked because no magic, no nothing, right?
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, our players got to play our personalities, so
Yeah. I'm still like
it's the problem when you
panicking.
don't have a rogue in the party, right? We've got no stealth in this party.
No. I just need a hug. This is like Everett's going through a lot. Okay, she thought she was strong, but with
BRB.
this guy, it's the one thing she's terrified of.
Just need pass without trace.
Maybe if we all die, we can go stealth characters.
All roll characters with pass without a trace.
Yes.
You just stack them. So you have a plus 50.
I wonder if that's. I want to actually look to see. I'm actually checking. Sage advice. No, it does not.
Yeah, I didn't think it would.
Yeah. However, we can get pass without a trace, and then we can have everyone play trickery. I think. trickery clerics will have plus 20. Be good times.
How do you guys like this neat little realm you're in?
Oh, that's fun.
It's fascinating.
Like Reno,
Terrified of it?
We're in the Bapta tank realm. Floating in
It's not plus
goo.
20. I'm now looking up how to get max group stealth.
The starters don't have characters with heavy armor.
I just want to see from a party perspective, like if everyone builds for it specifically.
Well, everybody would have to be a bard or a rogue, so you could get expertise in it first.
Expertise, and then pass without trace,
Yeah, and then
and
you could get
then
an advantage for having either invisibilities that are on, or other, or blessing of the
enhance
trickster,
ability.
or enhance
So you'll want-
ability.
So you'll want bard, rogue, rangers, a bard, a rogue, a ranger, and I mean you can get away with it with a cleric. Some clerics are stealthy. Like a trickery cleric. That way you
Yeah,
get some healing in your group.
Yeah,
I mean,
set
hell,
at like plus 15
And then
at
like
least.
like a warlock or any spellcaster would be helpful in that because they're all dexterity based. Maybe even a dex fighter too. Well, I guess that's what the ranger's doing too. But
any human that took who took prodigy, so they could have expertise and stealth regardless of their class.
let's not forget the sneaky paladin, the dream. He can sneak and he can paladin.
Actually, got a player playing a sneaky paladin in one of my games.
It's
What
that
was a
dream.
sneaky paladin in one of your games?
They had so many like subclasses in 3.5 to play a sneaky paladin. I always wanted to build one, but I never got to be a player that rolled well enough stats to play sneaky paladin in 5th edition or 3.5.
Yeah, you had to have pretty good stats to play 3-5 Pally. I think you had, what, 3 or 4 core stats you needed, didn't you?
You needed wisdom, you needed strength, and you needed con
Yeah,
more than anything, and then you need wisdom, and then charisma was all your other stuff. So
Yeah,
like
yeah,
all your spell casting was wisdom,
yeah, and then you needed charisma just to be a paladin.
and just might stuff. Like all of your
Yeah.
abilities were based off your charisma.
Jesus.
All of you were a frontliner, so you needed strength and you needed con, and then and then wisdom was your spellcasting modifier for stuff.
Yep. Basically, a paladin can only sacrifice two stats, which are dex and frickin' and intelligence.
I mean, it was the same boat that the monk was in. Only the monk doesn't get like to wear armor or anything else like that.
Oh,
The monkey-
the monkey.
Monkey needed strength because they didn't have like a finesse sort of ability in
Yep,
3.5.
Yep, I know. Yeah, you had the strength, dex, and whiz.
I saw a level 2 monk get beaten by a donkey before in a straight up fight. He even had first turn attack on it.
I believe it. I played monk in 3.5. They are awful at the beginning, but they are fucking incredible. But if you can get them to the end game,
They get some fun ribbons, that's for sure. Well, I mean, same thing in 5.
yeah. They also get like 10 attacks in 3.5.
Yeah, a lot of people get 10 attacks. Ranger gets it at like level 4 or 6, like level 6. I guess it's more of like 8, but I mean, still, it's a lot of attacks at level 6.
Yeah, no, I mean the monk got the most attacks in the end, just because he had the flurry of blows got to the point where he just attacked for days.
All right. Hang on a second. There we go. All right, back to it. Wait, is everybody here?
Yep.
Yep.
That was 2 of you. I know Bill's here.
Yes.
E.
Is Everin here?
E.
Okay. All right. So as you are all kind of kneeled onto the ground, watching the Black Knight begin this ritual. Um, you take a quick look around, just kind of like moving your eyes because your head is still kind of stuck where it is. You're just kind of gritting through your teeth, but your emotions are just a wide range of whatever. Uh, you're able to gather some very basic information about these robed figures. Uh, about three of them seem to maybe be thinner, more feminine, and the rest seem to be larger, stockier men of various builds. That said, the Black Knight looks ahead at his prey much like a shark would, or some sort of predatory animal towards their prey. He simply looks at her and speaks. It's time to give up. We've gone through this song and dance many times. This time, it's the end of the road for you. And there's one last defiant look in her eyes before he snaps his fingers, and you see her back begin to arch a bit, and there's like this ghostly form just trying to escape her body as he holds his hand out and is trying to draw it in towards him. This kind of explosion of magical energy happens as these stars begin to just fly down at her. Evan, you're unable to move.
I know, but she still tries in her heart to do it.
Okay. These stars just pelt into her, and they just seem to be going through her body, and you just see what look like impact marks around her. She slowly begins to... Her breath grows more ragged and weak, and the Black Knight continues to just pull this soul towards him, and the ghostly figure's face appears next to his hand after a few moments, and his hand just latches onto it before he just rips it. And you see the energy coalesce into kind of a golden ball, and he just looks at it for a moment, just shoves it into his chest, and for a second he kind of curls inwards before he explodes out with energy. You see the robed figures kind of take a step back from just the massive amount of energy that is going around. Golden lightning just arcs all across his body as he absorbed this soul. The body of Elendis has turned to kind of a stone before it begins to just Thanos dust away. And he takes a moment, the Black Knight takes a moment, he just stands up and straightens himself out, and then he turns to face the rest of you. It's so kind of you all to bring me the second soul I shall reap. And he lifts his hand as Everin starts to raise up from the ground. Before Everin feels a sudden connection once again to Setsuna. And you all hear this kind of dolorous bell ring. The Black Knight looks up and he kind of grins. So the mother comes. And you all are able to look up with your eyes, and you see this bright white, silvery white colored humanoid figure just almost at a speed that you can't follow appear, just beam down onto the ground in front of them. And it's a feminine form. Her entire body is alight with this pale color that likens to the moon at night. And you see this long sword appear in her hand. And she takes one glancing look at Everett a moment before you all find yourselves back where you woke up, able to move once again. As you see the caves nearby.
Everyone's with us?
Yes.
What just happened?
I want to look over in the direction of where we were.
The whole thing was pretty disorienting. You look around, but you don't see where this happened. You can't see it from where you are.
What? She's just gonna stand there looking confused and very like.
That was freaky. So how do we get out of this place?
We are at the cave. What?
Cinder prestidigitates magic. Just a spark.
It appears 5 feet.
But at least appears.
And in fact, your lights return to their normal glow.
Cinder hands the crossbow back to Bill.
Thanks.
What?
I will
Is this-
turn to Cinder, though, goes, that does bring up an interesting point, Cinder. You probably should get some non-magical weaponry, just in case this ever
I
occurs
don't believe
again.
in non-magical weaponry.
In any case, we're at the cave, you said, right?
Yeah, you're back where you woke up.
We best move into the cave this time.
I don't know, I think we're making some progress with the whole castle thing. I think a second try, I think that's just what we need.
Go right ahead, Bill. We will meet you there in the future. And I just walk into the fucking cave.
Davy will follow.
Everyone's just gonna keep standing there and not move.
See, Cinda? That's how you unvolunteer yourself from going first. I'll follow.
Not bad. Hefrina, you're right.
I don't know.
Thinking back on it for just a moment, if you put 2 and 2 together, Setsuna, you believe, showed up and got you guys out of there, which could really only mean one thing. That woman who was murdered before you could have been none other than your half-sister, Everin.
Yeah, she kind of assumed that with the seafoam green eyes and the somehow connection to her, and Everin is currently just standing there, refusing to move or even like anything.
Cinder looks down at her hand and holds it up to her. Let's go.
Cinder, as you look down at your hand, you noticed something very interesting.
Hmm?
There is now a singular black diamond on your hand.
Oh,
She inspects it? On it or inside?
On it as if it was a tattoo.
Efren, can I take a look at your hand?
She just holds her hand out.
Cinder inspects the same location where she has hers.
It's there as well, on her hand.
Is it just on the one hand? Cinder looks at.
Yeah, it's on the left hand.
Can she try and see what it is? Maybe arcane means, or
Go ahead and make me an Arcana check.
will I succeed in one of these faults?
Oh,
Wow.
dear.
So you take a look at this and you think back on your many years of experience, and there's only one thing that comes to mind. It's possibly tied to divination.
And what is that one thing?
It's a means of tracking. But you don't know if it's what
The night.
direction the tracking is.
Would I be able to tell whether it's... Did I see any, like, black diamond marks on the night?
No.
On Setsuna?
It was very difficult to make out any details of her because she was just wreathed in a silvery glow.
I believe... I do not know what to make of this, but... my guess that it does not forebode well for us in terms of being able to hide from whatever is tracking us. Ephraim, are you alright?
She saved me, but let her die.
I don't think that was the case. I believe it. She just couldn't get there in time.
Why now? Why?
Ephraim, it's possible that this could have happened many times before. On all types of manner of your kind. Do not think that that you are to blame for any of this. That you are a lucky survivor of some sort. There is no luck here.
I want to look at the orbs to look at the ones that he took from her.
The orbs?
Yes, they're flying like yellow orbs. Do they were they recognizable to be the ones that he took out of her?
Oh, you're talking about the little stars?
Mm-hmm.
No, you're not sure what those were.
Okay.
Since Cinder rolled a nat 20, give me just a second here. Cinder, you know of a spell called Crown of Stars.
Okay.
You think maybe perhaps this might have been like a vastly more powerful version of that? It takes a very powerful magic user to use something like that to begin with, but
What
this
is
was
Crown of Stars?
Crown of Stars. It is 7 star-like motes of light appear in orbit around your head until the spell ends, and you can use a bonus action to send one of these motes streaking to one creature or object within 120 feet from you. When you do, it's a ranged spell attack, and on a hit, the target takes 4d12 radiant damage. And it also, sheds light, but yeah, it's basically miniature fireballs.
Right.
And the thing lasts for an hour, so you can hold on to it for an hour. Very useful spell. But this wasn't merely 7. This was like a little galaxy of them.
In any case, we should catch up with the rest of them.
She's just in complete shock. I don't know what else to say. This is like... She isn't crying, she isn't even expressing anything.
Cinder's gonna pick you up.
She's just gonna let it happen.
That's what I've been dreaming of.
She's gonna, like bridal carry Everin towards the rest of the party.
Yeah, everyone's just gonna let it happen and just stay there. Just not really any expression for once on her face or anything.
Alright, so Cinder carries a completely in shock looking Everin to the cave.
All of you, check your left hand.
What? Check my left hand.
You see a little black diamond on it.
Same thing we've had.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I just polished this armor. Gotta be kidding me.
It's on your hand, Bill, not your armor.
Oh, I don't see anything, guys. You can just imagine things.
Take off the gauntlet, Bill.
You have any idea how it is to doff, how long it takes to don and doff this stuff? I'm just gonna take your word for it.
Tasuna, why did you save him too?
Also, we do see that like Cinder is walking in with Everin just dead eye.
Yeah, completely dead-eyed, 1,000-yard stare, just utter shock.
Okay, yeah.
She's catatonic.
What's up with her?
She's in shock. She'll be fine.
For the time being, all we can do is keeping moving and hopefully get out of this place in one piece. We'll have to worry about her afterwards. For now, I don't want to stick around and possibly run into that night again.
Good plan. Let's keep moving.
Okay. Go ahead.
Nah, continue.
Alright. So you all begin to head into this cave. And for some time it kind of spirals down deep into what you presume is the earth. After a while, you will hear something unusual. You hear the giggles of a small child.
Oh, that's
Davia,
not creepy at all.
you recognize the giggle as your own.
Do I take it Davia has a look on her face?
Davia, could you quit that racket? It's kind of creepy.
She looks a little bewildered.
Davia, what's going on?
Uh, um, Either I'm going a little crazy, or that sounds a little like me when I was younger. But it's probably just the environment is playing tricks.
We all hear a little girl laughing, right?
Yeah, everybody heard it.
Davia, we all heard it.
Well, yes, it's something. The sound is probably just a coincidence. Where is it coming?
You couldn't ping the source. Just kind of echoed around you.
Let's continue on. Dog is
Everyone
keeping an eye out, though.
Yeah. Keep your eyes open. Stick together. No, do not let anyone out of your sight. And I'm going to turn quickly to Cinder. Goes, Cinder, are you okay with Everin?
Yes, I'm fine.
If you need any help, just say so. But for now, stay close.
Very well.
We continue moving forward. With me, I will keep an eye open. Are we in complete darkness again, or what's this cave corridor like?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I was about to explain that. Anywho, so it's pretty dark in here. It's very hard for you guys to move, but you kind of just been putting your hand on the side of the cave wall and just using it as a guide. You're unsure if you really want to light anything at the moment, especially with that inky shit that has been in the area. As you continue your way past the very creepy toddler Davia giggles, you begin to see little motes of light along the wall, like little motes of blue-purple light. And it kind of picks up in density, almost like maybe glowworms in a cave, if you ever seen those. And it makes it easier for you to see the cave walls, but you can't necessarily see very far ahead of you. As you continue along this pathway, it's dark and damp. The sounds are kind of muffled as well. You hear one sound that is very clear. Shh, he's coming. And again, it's in a younger Davia's voice.
What the fuck?
Davia. What? Can Jubei put that? I mean, obviously it's got her accent. I'm still assuming, or what?
Yes, I'm not going to attempt it because I won't do it.
That's
Actually,
fine.
I got a question. I have a question I gotta send you, Dano.
Okay.
Yeah, because if it's the same accent, I think Jubei can start putting two and two together here.
You can either think that it's Everin or Davia. And Everin isn't making any notion of hearing it.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
But yes, you hear a young Davia go, "Shh, he's coming." Or if Davia wants to do the voice, she may do so.
Oh, jeez, I never practiced young.
That's what I thought. It's fine. As you continue down into the depths of the cave, you see it's kind of spin a little bit. Like the cave itself. I don't know if you've ever been in one of those tunnels where there's a pathway, but things are like the walls are spinning. Very disorienting, by the way, but a lot of fun to walk through. You find yourself at a junction like one of these. Let me see if I can find a video.
God, I've got bad feelings about what's happening, but Jubei just turns to Davia and goes, Davia, I'm crazy. I might be crazy, but that sounded like you, as if you were a child.
Alright, so it is not just me thinking that.
He looks around. Davia, do you have any idea who he might be?
Do I?
Hang on.
See, I've got theories, but I'm not going to say them.
I slapped it into videos if you guys are curious what I mean by it.
Dope. We actually have to open up the video.
What's that?
No, it's nothing. We just got to open it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, one of those.
Yeah, they're very disorienting, but I think they're fun to go through. Anyway, Davia, you recall that this is actually a very specific memory. Whether or not you want to let that be known, I'm going to pull you into the GM spot really.
Okay. Bye!
Bye! Oh, great. Davia's past is here to haunt us again.
Sounds like the usual.
Anybody else think we should have went for the cup instead of going after the pirates?
I think about that all the time.
I don't know.
Next adventure, we're going on the land.
Next adventure, we're gonna be loan sharks.
Yeah, we're gonna be loan sharks on the land. We're gonna be land sharks.
Ledge.
I'm not allowed to say that. Only one person can say that, but he's not here right now.
But he was buried over there, and there, and there, and a bit there. Oh boy.
It's quiet. Too quiet.
Just a little. Just starts poking Everett in the face.
Why?
Just to see if I get any reaction to your comatose state. Oh, here we go.
Nothing.
Get back!
Alright.
She might look a little bit annoyed, but besides that, she doesn't say anything.
I wasn't being serious.
Okay.
Crap, what was it that was said before we were taken away?
Shh, he's coming.
Did I ask you do you know who he might be?
She looks a little pale in the face, but she's keeping the like determined, like let's move forward expression still. It's just like an old crewmate. Don't worry about it. Let's keep going.
God, I have such a sneaking suspicion what this is all about.
So your old crewmate is underwater in a creepy temple / castle place. We shouldn't worry about it.
This is obviously either some sort of illusion or ghost stuff. I don't know.
You lost me at ghost stuff. Alright.
I really wish Everin was up right now, because I have a feeling I know what's happening at this point.
I was gonna like keep looking around.
Davia, are you okay?
Yeah, yes, it's fine. Let's keep moving.
Junpei's gonna keep moving, looking around with her, but keeping kind of a worried glance over occasionally at Davia, who he seldom sees as freaked out. Or, in fact, probably has never seen her quite this freaked out.
Nope.
Which makes him worry all the more.
Alright, you guys continue through the very disorienting cave. Actually, everybody make me a quick con save.
21.
Oh god.
Jesus.
Con save, Cinder? Wow.
That makes sense.
All the ladies fail.
Okay, well, Heath and Bill are fine. Davia, Everin, and Cinder all, well, I don't know about Cinder too much, but you all feel very just disoriented and you feel the need to vomit.
I've already felt that.
Well, now you actually do because it's just too much right now.
Not gonna do it on Cinder.
You can't even at the moment.
That's okay,
Oh.
Cinder's puking back on you, so it's all
Dude,
fair.
what is Cinder puking up?
Oh, it's horrible. And it's
Well,
just
that's-
floating there in the water. Oh, jeez, I can't look. Oh, damn. Oh, she just swam into it. Oh, gross.
Shh. Junpei just goes up to Davia. Davia, are you okay?
Oh man, they'll never come out.
I'm gonna say Cinder doesn't vomit because, firstly, she's kind of a robot woman, but you definitely feel disoriented and you kind of like wobble around as you really just like trying to walk straight, but you Jubei and Bill look at her and she looks like she's drunk off her ass and trying to walk. And you do feel very nauseous.
Okay, I'm gonna walk over to Cinder and take Everin. Everin, Cinder, please allow me. You do not look like
Oh
you
no,
know.
that's fine. That's fine. She releases Cinder. Everin.
Okay. Oh.
Everyone would turn away from him, not even want to look at him.
Dang, son.
Davia's gonna slap herself to try to shake herself out of this.
Well, you slap yourself and it hurts. Doesn't really stop you from the act of vomiting that you just did, but you guys continue through this spinning tunnel for what And eventually it stops, and you find a bit of an opening. As you come to this opening, you look around. There's no more cave walls. There's no more large floor. There's no ceiling. You see yourself in what seems to be the depths of perhaps space. There are stones kind of floating out there that you can walk on, but for the most part, you just see an endless expanse of black and motes of lights and nebulas. As you look ahead, you see a much younger, thinner Davia, kind of a phantom form. You hear her giggle once more, and she's running away from. And you see another specter of a young boy chasing after her, also letting out a bit of a childish giggle before they both kind of vanish in the distance.
Was the boy human? Goblin? What was the boy? Tiefling?
You only saw his back, so you couldn't tell.
But did I get I would have hoped I at least would have been able to identify some of the species from the back, but fair enough.
You identified it as a humanoid.
Okay. I mean, there's a rather huge difference between an orc and, say, an elf. I'm just saying.
It was not an orc.
Okay, Davia, do you know what is happening here?
Looks even more unsettled. It's just like, so long as it, whatever this is not attacking us, we don't need to worry about it.
Jubei is going to look very disbelieving at that statement and very worried at that statement, but will not say anything. If you say so, Davia, I will trust you for it, but please, if there's something you need to speak to me about. And this continues, but you're right, let's keep moving. We need to get out of here as soon as possible.
As soon as possible, yes.
We continue moving forward.
Okay. As you guys continue to move forward, you feel the need to kind of leap from stone to stone. Luckily, they're not super far away from one another, but it's still a bit of a distance. At one point, Jubei, you hear a bit of a ghostly sea shanty being sung. Actually, everybody hears this. It sounds like a rather rambunctious crew. And you kind of all look in the direction of where this noise is coming from, and you see the ghostly apparitions of a large crew and a young teenage Davia dancing on a table with a young human boy. And after a moment or two, it
This is an
vanishes.
apparition we're seeing, right?
Yes.
Davi's gonna shoot it.
Doesn't shoot.
Yeah, damn it, I forgot.
Bloop.
So Jubei, you're like looking at this, and you guys hear the click And you look over and you see Davia with her gun, her hands just trembling at it, I would imagine.
Jubei's gonna put a hand on her shoulder and just look at her and goes, "It's okay, Davia. It's okay."
It's not okay. We need to get out of here as quickly as possible, so let's pick up the pace, alright?
You will note among that apparitional crew, you did see Silverteeth among. He seemed to have kind of a barrel in his hand with like a tight skin put around it, and he was banging on it as if it was a drum.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but a barrel with tight skin around it, isn't that just a drum?
Yeah,
Sorry. I was like,
I just wanted to describe it that way. Jubei, okay? Gosh,
fair enough.
cramping my style over here.
Anyways, we keep moving as Jubei is more carefully watching Davia this whole way now, not taking his eyes off her, or like one eye on Davia the entire time right now. Very concerned.
Man, you're cross-eyed.
It's a skill.
So you said like a fake eye? It's freaky, man. Anybody else seeing this?
You know what? Screw it. I'll just put Chitori Toga on my head on the front to lead me forward while I keep my other eyes on Davia. He goes, "Happy Bill, 2 eyes at once."
Alright, yeah, that's a little bit less creepy. But only a little bit?
Oh my god. Alright. You guys continue forward through this void. The stones, as you step on them, they kind of sink a little, and then when you step off them, they float back up. You look down, and you feel vertigo looking down, so you avoid that. And you guys hear more giggles of a small boy. And you look in the direction of this, and you see a small child with kind of light brown eyes run up. His hair is kind of a straw-esque color. Fair skin and very loose-fitting clothes as he looks at Davia, and he kind of smiles at her and waves. Davia, you see this and you blink, and then it suddenly twists in form as you see the white shirt just stained red before it disappears.
Davia's gonna pick up the pace and walk ahead of the group, just wanting to get out of here.
So the aspirations appeared then disappeared again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jubei looks to where the where it was, looks back up at Davia.
She's way ahead of the group now.
Everyone keep moving. And we follow after Davia.
As you guys continue moving, you hear the voice of a young boy go, "Why? I don't understand why you did it."
Davia's gonna cover her ears and walk faster.
The voice only grows louder at this as he goes, "We were friends," and it echoes now. "I cared for you. You cared for me."
Oh crap. Sorry, I just remembered something.
Uh,
Did you leave the oven on?
No.
Those were the droids you were looking for?
Nope, but me and Davi have had a conversation based off something about this.
yeah, she's gonna start running.
Jubei's gonna... Bill! Tosses her to Everin. He's grabbing out. He's gonna grapple Davi to prevent her from fleeing from the group.
Ooh, as he watches Everett slowly float in his direction.
Bill, catch! Throws Everin. You see a little notification. Everin will remember this.
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Also, with Davi having a speed slightly higher than Jubei, is he even able to catch up?
Well, I was right behind you, so as soon as you started to make a move, I would have grabbed.
You can make an acrobatics versus athletic.
Me acrobatics or him?
You.
Got you this time, finally!
So you attempt to run off, but Jubei prevents that.
Tavia, we cannot separate down here.
Then hurry up!
We are hurrying, but we cannot rush in blindly. This place is trying to destroy your mind. You must fortify yourself. Please.
She's gonna shut her eyes really tight and try to take a couple deep breaths.
Jubei's just gonna, when you grab it, I'll just hold it like,
It is the past, Davia. I know what you've done, but it is the past. It's not who you are now.
The best. Right. She'll open her eyes again and slowly lower her hands from her ears and give a nod of her head and say, Alright, come on. Keep moving.
Okay, everyone, let's move.
Everyone will just stand up and just start moving on her own.
Well, now she can move on her own. Jeez.
Still the blank stare. 100-yard just stare in front of her.
Traumatize the whole party.
What
I
did you
wouldn't
guys
say
talk
that exactly. It's something different.
What I'm good at. Alright. You guys continue to move forward through this vast expanse. This time, a new voice apparates. Davi, you recognize this. Obviously, you would recognize this voice. The rest of you have not heard this voice before. I want you to take care of the boy. He is proven useless. Do you understand what I am telling you, Davia? And you hear a younger Davia go, I do.
She clenches her fists very tight and keeps walking. Just trying to ignore it. Really, really hard trying to ignore it.
Jubei's literally going to be right next to her as a support. Just
And Evan is going to do her dissertation near Davia of just kind of soft violin music to keep her distracted.
You mean like the stuff that's playing right now?
That's not that creepy. Something a bit nicer, I suppose, more lighthearted.
Okay. Well, you have to be within 5 feet for that, but that's manageable. You guys continue to move a bit further, and you hear another conversation. You look over
It's
to
10
the
feet.
side. Not in this space, it's not.
Alright.
It's been established. Magic is halved on its range. You guys see another apparition of a young teen Davia. She doesn't look too happy, this apparition, as she walks on the deck of a ship. And she passes a man who you guys recognize as the one who was on the other ship that sent you into this realm. And the man's just leaning up against the mast, and he just goes, "Still that captain's lapdog, are ye? Well, he'll get what he deserves one of these days. I'd hate it if you were on the wrong side of history." As he kind of grins and chuckles. And the Davia then just kind of flashes him an angry look and slaps him across the face before the two just disappear. You guys continue down the pathway a bit, and you see another pair of apparitions. This time it's Silverteeth and Silverteeth is looking at her, and he's seems to be pleading for her to not do what she's about to do. But she seems intent on making the captain happy.
We keep moving?
I'm just giving anybody a chance to react to this if they wish.
Davia is trying to just mostly either keep her attention on the ground or her feet as we're walking, just trying to ignore everything.
Jubei will keep a hand on Davia's shoulder. Which, am I guessing to imagine she's slightly shaking?
Stiff.
Stiff, okay.
Davia, why is this place like, I don't know what I'm looking for here, like a mural of your life?
I would love to know the same thing, Bill.
I could hazard a guess, as he kind of mutters.
You guys continue to move forward, and a loud crash just kind of makes you all jump as it like jump scares you a bit. And you see the apparition of a door slamming open, and you see the little boy from earlier just kind of looking fearful at the figure in the doorway as he tries to run off. And then you see the teenage Davia chasing after him before the two vanish. As you continue to move along this mural of sorts, it changes a bit. You feel the emotions of the child for a moment. The fear, the worry, the tension. As you kind of look around, you see a bunch of crates and what you assume to be a cargo hold as the child tries to hide from his pursuer. And you see the apparition of Davia looking around carefully, trying to find this boy.
Also, quick thing to check your messages.
Okay. You hear her call out a name after this pursuit of sorts. She doesn't seem able to find the. She goes, Gendry, it'll be okay, just come out. And you can feel the apprehension in the air, the hesitancy as the scene disappears and you continue forward. Eventually, you come across another scene. It's only got two very real details to it. You see the boy with tears running down his face in front of a knelt Davia who seems to be consoling him for a moment. The hushed words between the pair aren't very apparent to anyone's ears before Davia reaches out and gives the boy Gendry a hug. A moment passes when they share the embrace. He reaches up and hugs her back. And when they unembrace, you watch as she slits the boy's throat. The boy falls to the ground and clutches onto his neck as he chokes. And Davia watches for a moment. And she smiles down at him and says, "You know, I would never let anyone hurt you." And she has a sweet smile on her face before the life leaves the boy's eyes and she slowly makes her way out of the room. And you guys are just left with the apparition of this boy laying on the floor, but it's now ahead of you. And it seems very real now on the stone path in front of you, as he does not disappear.
The body doesn't disappear at all, even like waiting a couple seconds.
Nope, it's still there. It's a few like those big stones. It's a couple of those away.
Dove is gonna slowly approach it.
Jubei will stay right behind Davia.
As you move to the next stone, you see another body enter this space, this room. The dead body is still there. And you see that it's Reaper, He walks in and he kind of kneels down next to the boy a moment and looks at the dead body, and he just shakes his head. Quite a shame. These children never learn. Well, I suppose we'll have to have the crewman clean this one up, since Blood Eagle won't even clean her own messes. He gets up and you hear him yell, "Smooth! Get in here!" As he walks out, the body of the boy is still on that stone.
Are we next to it?
You still got another stone to go, and then it's the one behind that one. So I assume you step onto the next stone.
Yeah.
Yep.
As you do that, the body of the boy begins to move once more. He stands up, and he just... his head kind of hung low a bit. You see the white shirt that he wore just stained with crimson. He stands there and he faces towards Davia, a hollow look in his eyes as he wipes his hand on his neck, and you just see him smear the blood and a smile on his face.
Joker style.
Very. Davia, I need you to make me a wisdom save really quick.
Oh no.
Oh, my worst thing.
Oof.
So you're staring at this and you just freeze in your tracks. You just, you feel the need to just kind of break down and tremble at the sight of this, but the scene continues in front of you as Smooth walks in with Reaper, and they go, "Wait a minute. What? I don't..." And you see the boy turn towards the two of them, and he just grins at them. And before he leaps in front of them, and you see the two guys panic and they pull out their swords, but whatever happens seems to just kind of fly out of sight.
Well, this has got a raised eyebrow on Jubei. What in the...
When this whole thing happened, did Davia hear anything about this from those two?
Nope.
Jubei turns... Davia. Jubei's is still seeing Davia paralyzed with... Is Davia still paralyzed?
She's paralyzed with fear for a solid few minutes.
Once it fades, even though she's like been so tense and on edge and like clearly freaked out by all this, her expression just goes blank. And she'll look towards Jubei and then the rest of the group, and then forward and say, "Let's keep moving."
Jubei looks at the rest of the group, back at Davia, looks at to where the crazy psycho boy thing occurred. You heard her, let's go.
I start
Yeah.
walking.
It's like a cross between an aquarium and a peeping Tom's basement.
Peeping Tom.
It's a land thing. You wouldn't get it.
I'm from the land.
Oh my god.
So we all keep moving.
You keep moving. Eventually, you find yourselves moving forward, and you see another apparition appear. This time, it's of Reaper. His body on the ground, his face twisted in fear. And you see the boy just sitting over him, staring down at the body and his work. Smooth is nearby, also dead, from what you can presume. And the boy looks up at Davia, knowing that she's there, and smiles. The real Davia, I should say, not an apparition Davia. And then you see the boy put both his hands into Reaper's mouth and crawl into his body. So Everin, out of panic or fear or I don't know what, tries to chill touch this apparition, but nothing happens.
She just wanted to make sure.
And you see the body just start to kind of like shake around on the floor a bit, almost as if it was having a seizure and convulse before it stops for a minute. And then it slowly rises up, just sits up completely, and stares blankly ahead before it looks down at Smooth's body, and then back forward and slowly gets up, leaving the body of Smooth where it's at. You guys, I assume, continue moving.
As we do so, Jubei is gonna take a close look at Davia to see how she's reacting at this exact moment.
Like I mentioned before, it's just blank. There's just nothing.
Yeah. Jubei will tuck away knowledge of information. We keep moving.
Alright. You guys continue moving forward. For some time, nothing seems to happen. As you continue in this very strange space, you hear a cacophony of voices now. The Blood Eagle will pay. The Blood Eagle will pay. Clip her wings.
Her name is Davia.
I don't
Almost
think
in
they-
response, almost in response to Everin, you hear a voice go, a man's voice, kind of fused with a child. It matters not what her name is, she will share the fate of her beloved captain.
That creeps out the fact that Jubei's like, well, that indicates they can hear us.
Realizing that, Davi's gonna come to a stop. And say, "What is it that you want?"
Your death. Join me, and we can play forever.
Is there two of them and they're just twins standing in a hallway now? Come play with us, Davia.
Oh, God.
Forever and ever. uh,
Davi will just.
You guys have a feeling this thing has been aware of your presence ever since you stepped in the cave.
yeah, I had figured that.
Yeah, Davi will just keep walking and say out in response to that, "I killed you once. I'll deal with it again. It's what I'm best at after."
Yes, that it is.
Can both of you stop it? This is kind of getting annoying at this point. Blood,
Hush.
revenge, pirates.
You hush your mouth, girl. Every step that you take, Davia, brings you closer to your inevitable end.
Doesn't respond, keeps walking.
How about you come and fight, you crazy disembodied voice?
And don't you dare call me girl again.
Or what, girl?
Electricity just starts flowing around here a little bit.
The magic of a child. Always amusing.
Says the one who's also one as well.
Ah, you believe I am but a boy. I have since transcended such things.
Quick question. Given my studies of demonic and abyssal creatures, do I have any fucking clue what this could be?
No, you don't.
Okay. That's even more terrifying.
Welcome to the unknown.
Jubei is actually going to grip Davia's hand at this point.
Did he stop walking? Or?
No, I'm still walking with you. I just walk beside you and grip your hand.
She'll look at you and say, "What?"
Do not let him get to you, Davia. Whatever this is. There is something more to this than either of us know.
Does it look like it is getting to me right now?
He is going to look at Davia with the saddest expression and just shake his head and keep walking with her.
Everyone looks pissed off. She's mad at this point, but she isn't saying anything.
As you guys continue to walk forward, the voice calls out again. If you wish to face me, you merely need to jump off the stone path. Join me, Davia, and we shall have our dance one last time.
This time, Jubei's actually going to have to stop and hold Davia for a second. If she doesn't restrain from it.
Like make her stop walking, or
He'll stop, and if you stop, see if you'll stop with him, or if you just keep pushing harder forward.
she'll stop.
I know this is not the time for this, Davia, but do you have any idea what is happening here?
No idea.
Actually, I think I have an idea what's going on.
Well, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. We just kill him and move. Actually, and Davi's gonna look for. Is like the voice like all surrounding, or is it coming from a direct?
It's all surrounding.
All right, then Davi will just look upwards. So what is all of this anyway? Are you just having a temper tantrum? Are you angry that you were chosen to not be good enough? Enlighten.
Chosen to not be good enough, hmm? Your beloved captain thought I useless and had you murder me. Well, in the end, he was the one that was useless, as his corpse adorns the depths now. I see you're still foolishly loving him, of sorts. Very misplaced, if you ask me.
You and I were both aware how fickle he is. If we are not worth his time, then we are not worth being. That was an understanding amongst all of us. You are no special.
And you find this to be normal. You think Reaper was a man of low morals, and while he was still better than that captain.
We're pirates. There is no better.
No, you aren't pirates, you're worse. You're scum. You raid port cities, steal the young, indoctrinate them. That is the legacy of your beloved captain. And you, Blood Eagle, you were the best tool he had on his belt. And I sense that you enjoyed it.
Davia isn't like that anymore. That isn't who she is now.
Is that so? Well, I've kept a nice eye on her for the last 3 years. There was a man in an inn. He simply only needed to have a symbol on his bandana. And what did she do? I'll tell you. In fact, I'll do better. I will show you. and you see this scene apparate in front of you, where a much more recent Davia is standing, and you also see Asen there. This large, burly man who is in an alleyway. He's got this green bandana on, and he seems to be pleading for a moment, and telling Davia about a man that she's been looking for before she ends his life quite quickly. This happened not too long ago, mere months. In fact, you might even recognize the inn. And it is from the town that you guys met Everin in.
I know. I remember this happening.
You weren't there.
I know, but I remember discussions about it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't think that was discussed, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Well, yeah. Well,
Yeah, we knew
regardless, he
about
shows
this.
the scene.
Oh yeah, we knew about this. I was there actually. It was the day that I joined.
Yeah, this was a private thing.
I know, but they went off. Asen and her went off, and this. I didn't know exactly what happened, but I knew they went off in the city.
Yeah, in any case, yeah.
Either way, it doesn't dilute the point. The voice continues. You think she's changed? She hasn't. Look at what she did to poor Silverteeth. Attacked him immediately. Without remorse. Put
You-
yourselves in danger over her quarrel with a coward.
And we were
You don't
willing
think
to do
she
that.
won't? You don't think she won't do the same?
Jubei steps
I
forward at this
guarantee you
point.
she will.
You say she has not changed from that encounter. You already lie, don't you, spirit?
Lie? How would I lie?
She has changed from that encounter, and you know it.
She's grown weaker.
No. She's grown stronger. Only the foolish think that is weakness.
Then prove your strength. Step off the platforms and join me. Did you guys look down and you just see a never-ending expanse below you?
You say you are there. You wish us to face you there.
He's gonna look at the party and go,
It is possible that this creature is taunting us merely to our deaths. It is possible that the creature is the only way out is its life.
can I make an insight check to see if I believe it or not?
Sure.
21!
Well, you know that you've been walking for probably several hours. There doesn't seem to be an end to this expanse. It seems reasonable to you. I mean, this has been a very weird place.
I think we are trapped in its web. It wishes us to face it. This creature has been tormenting Davia with its image and its past. I, for one, have had enough of it.
As you speak, Jubei chuckles. Isn't that a familiar feeling? I believe one of our own torments you, good sir.
He looks over.
You are in league with Skygall, then.
Of course. He's told me much about you, Jubei.
Indeed. Well, you have made your second mistake, Spirit.
Oh?
Yes. Your first was trying to torment Davia. And your second was to only get rid of any chance you had of mercy from me.
You think I need mercy? It is you who will need the mercy.
We shall see.
And I have none to give. Davia made sure to murder that part of me.
Jubei's gonna look at Davia. What's she looking like at the moment?
Still empty.
He's just gonna take Davia, turn her and look her in the eye.
Davia, don't shut this off. You have to live, and there is more to life than this. But remember, as I said to you before, the Davia you were is not the Davia you are. You can choose to be better.
And Jubei will turn.
If you wish to follow, then do so. But for the moment, I am tired of this thing talking.
And Jubei will turn. He will look at the group, nod to them.
I come, Spirit.
And I'm going to walk off the edge.
I swear, this is just because it was too lazy to lay a trap like a regular creature. I'm gonna be very mad. Cock my crossbow and jump off.
Clarity is gonna come back to Davia's face in bewilderment, and she's gonna quickly jump in after.
Everyone is just gonna run off and just like cannonballing, I guess. Trying to hold down her dress.
Does Cinder drop significantly faster?
Well, that depends.
seems-
Is this a vacuum? Because then everybody falls at the same pace.
Or it could be like the feather and the anvil, and seeing that they both fall at the same time. But you don't know.
Well, that's only in a vacuum.
Cinder, how are you so less wind resistant than the rest of us?
You all begin falling, and for a moment, you guys think, what if this is what he wanted? What if he really isn't down here? As you jump, the spirit chuckles. So you actually did it. Wonderful. And I see Davi is as empty as ever. I will enjoy filling her with pain and doubt once again. And you all fall and you kind of break through this barrier of sorts, and you see an endless sea on one end. And you look to the left and you see a shoreline as you kind of like maneuver your bodies into a sense of falling towards that. Before you land upon a shoreline. And that's where we'll end it tonight.
Ooh. Oh my. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What's going to happen?